day, trendsetters. Another day, another cool town. Today I'm in Pine Mountain, Georgia, a beautiful little town. I'm going to be riding about 85 miles, plenty of climbing today, etc. Wandering through some other lovely little towns. Before I kick my ride off, I'll give you a quick tour of Pine Mountain, Georgia. There used to be a tourist railway that went straight through town. This is where the line used to run, and last time I rode here was August of 2019. I did shoot video, but I never actually produced it. Anyway, so it's been paved. That point aside, it's a real shame they let the tourist railway go, but I guess it wasn't making any money. Okay, enough rambling. Let's kick off the tour. There's the Visitor Information Centre. There's the Pine Mountain Water Tower. Sorry, geocache has been removed from the caboose. That's a bugger if you like geocaching. That was once upon a time City Hall. Now it's the historical centre of Pine Mountain, Georgia. I think next door is the municipal court, yes. And then we have the United States Post Office, Pine Mountain, Georgia, and I've got no idea what the postcode is here. The zip code. There's a bicycle shop, Chipley Bicycle. Chipley Cycle. I think he's closed right now. It is a Sunday here. It's a bit sleepy and warm as heck. There's the Pine Mountain Visitor Information Centre. This interesting building may have been a gasoline station. I really don't know. At one point in time, I think it was. There you go, Pine Mountain was formerly Chipley, Georgia. I'm riding the main drag right now that's parallel to the bike trail, the former railway line. And there's the steed I'm riding today, the Cannondale Topstone Carbon Lefty with a mix of Shimano GRX 1 components and Cannondale's own crank. If you check out the Gravel Cyclist website, linked in the description below, you can see my unboxing and features video of this bike. Anyway, time to go ride. On to the first dirt and gravelly road of the day. There is plenty of climbing along today's route, and I'm going to be paying for yesterday's effort. I knocked out just over 100 miles. Wasn't supposed to be that long, but by the time you play around in towns and get lost a couple of times, it all adds up. What's really cool about this bike is obviously it has suspension, and you see the preceding scene from the point of view camera. I was able to blast that downhill, which was pretty rocky in some sections. I didn't have to be as careful with my line. I don't know the line really. I've ridden here one time, so I probably should have exercised caution, but I said let it go, let it fly, see how it goes. We have some sludgerama here. This could be interesting. I wonder how deep it is. Can't see the bottom. Let's do it. Okay, I just dunked everything. Oh yeah. Bloody hell. I probably should have taken the side. It's very deep. This is how you review bikes properly, folks. Riding through sludge pits. I did bring chain lube, okay, because I was expecting some water today, considering there was a bunch of rain around here a few days ago. Look at this, 7 kilometres into today's ride, and bloody shoes are waterlogged. Well, it's a cooling sensation, and it's quite warm already, so it's a positive. Many steep climbs along today's route. Here we are entering Warm Springs, Georgia. Now on the right, that's likely the old railway station. And there's some rail cars back to it at the rear. Maybe they're using those as a restaurant, something like that. I'll have to poke around the other side and have a look. Okay, looks like it's a defunct gift shop and grill, possibly. There was a restaurant at some point in time. I have no idea if this is where the railway station originally was. Okay, let's keep poking around. Warm Springs Bed and Breakfast Inn. There is the proper railway depot right there. Here's the little depot of the Southern Railway where Franklin D. Roosevelt arrived and departed on his many visits to Warm Springs during the years 1924 to 1945. The old railway station is now the Chamber of Commerce building. Alright, it's time to press on, continue with our long journey. Warm Springs Post Office and Federal Building. Zip code 31830. Roosevelt's little white house, although they charge admission. Well, there's a paywall right there, and I haven't got time to do a tour today anyway, so we'll at least film the signs here. Behind the glass there is one of Roosevelt's vehicles, so you have to come back of your own volition and take the tour. I'm on a very steep bastard of a climb. It's on pavement, but I'm tacking right now. It's about 16%. Fun times. There's the view from the top of the climb. It doesn't look so brutal from this direction. It wasn't that long, a couple of Ks, but at the top, there you go, you've got a little hotel and, well, it's not a water tower, communications tower. Warm Springs, home of, I'm assuming it's going to say, El Presidente Roosevelt. Oops, I should have known better. Warm Springs, home of FDR, to which he was known. And on to the next gravelly road. This is a nice road from memory. Best part, no cars. descents, like I showed you a moment ago, is really where these suspension bikes come into their own. Sure, you could argue, hey, just get a mountain bike. They're designed from the ground up as a drop bar suspension bike without the long top tube of a mountain bike and appropriate geometry. So they really are super handy on the gnarly descents. We're in the next town, and of course I've forgotten the name of the town. I'll find out momentarily. Well, the town's got a Piggly Wiggly. Oh, here we are. This is Manchester, Georgia. There's a fruit and veg stand over there. Here we are, rolling into downtown Manchester, Georgia. This is now a coffee shop. It was obviously something else originally. Not a clue. Any locals, chime in please. Here we go. The President Theatre of Manchester, Georgia. First Baptist Church is quite impressive in size. There's the local chapter of the stonemasons. Now all of you train spotting nuts, there's a big railway yard here and there's a little observation deck. So we're going to go observe for a second, aren't we? Excuse me, excuse me.
Yeah,
those dudes back there at the railway observation deck, I understand in railway circles they call them foamers. I think they're implying they're foaming at the mouth whenever they see trains coming through. So, hey, whatever floats your boat. If you like trains, like I do, all good. Admire the beauty of this gravelly country lane. Splendid. Welcome to Woodland, Georgia, site of the 1996 Olympic and Paralympic torch relay. Okay, trendsetters, have to make a stop at the convenience store here. There's quite a few miles, k's still right after this location. And it was a little while getting here too with plenty of clients. Got a nice deal on the Cokes here. Now this is the nasty part. Chuck in some Coke to your hydration mix. This is guaranteed to cause you some issues with your stomach later on. Probably about an hour's time. Not recommended. Here's the old South Farm Museum in Woodland, Georgia. Downtown Woodland, Georgia. I have to watch out for trains here because this town has a lot of very lengthy freight trains running through. Don't want to be stuck on this side. There's the City Hall Annex, Woodland City Hall. There's the post office, 31836. It's a pretty small little town. Antique store that's out of business. And adjacent to the train crossing is the Crossing Restaurant. Alright, let's keep going on with our route here. pavement ends. Yeah. This is one of the many tough little climbs along this 8-mile section of tricky gravel road. Whew. Thankfully it's pretty shaded, but I'm definitely feeling the pinch. Whew. Folks, I have about 12 kilometres or 7 miles remaining. The last 10 kilometres or so have been pavement. Unfortunately, they cannot make roads, paved roads, or turn paved roads into gravel. That's how it goes. But I'm getting pretty tired, and I am looking forward to this ride being over. This has been a pretty tough weekend of riding, but a very fruitful one. This route saves the most difficult climb for last, with about 5 k's to go. Almost at the summit. Whew. Should mostly be downhill, I think. Ah, giddy up. Okay, at the summit. Straight shot now down into Pine Mountain, all on pavement. Back into Pine Mountain. Well folks, that wraps up the video. I am bloody done like a dinner. Thank you for tagging along, and I really hope you enjoyed exploring this part of Georgia with me. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos as they appear on the channel. I'll see you in the next video.